Another 5 minutes if I have no permission. Is that okay? I will come up to 30. Let us come here. Somebody all workshop starting in apologies that we are doing. Very much profound apologies. Your holiday, all teachers are going to be late. and copying that list into media people, including myself. I also never been a parent, but in fact, I think for this late start, I saw the content that will be delivered today. My two of the more formidable colleagues, friends, and faculty would be hugely and really compensated. We find it hugely unlike the usual session. This institute, particularly, and going to the minute on this, is that because of our huge industry interface, and perhaps the risk of being modest of your own industry background, or access to industry is very, very. And on an every week, you would have two vice presidents and visitor class. In fact, we have of the PhD department of others is taking a class of the students. She will also be joining and passing the topic, not necessarily. So that's it. But having said that, I must admit that it completely made me somehow tracking this. And we did be very excited. And whenever I was in the process of studying one-to-one, he would always take me something more than that. And that's always on this day onwards, we will have every year at least two major conferences. And we're planning to do one. And we're planning to do one in the month of Feb, March, depending on the feedback form that we will circulate and your responses. Both in terms of the day, in terms of the timing, and particularly in terms of the topics, so that more and more people, because the aim is to upgrade the knowledge base and the skills. And I do find, unlike in the case of management or medicine or law, most of the faculty in media institutes are reasonably young, and they do need greater exposure. And academia does tend to sit in its own ivory tower of textbooks, whereas they think that the industry doesn't know much. The fact is, because the industry spends money, they're accountable for that money, so their understanding sometimes, not necessarily always, tends to be hugely insightful. So with these words, great pleasure to have Mr. Brijbakshi here. He doesn't want to take a photograph with me because he is young and handsome, but it serves my purpose to take a photograph with him. And Sandeep Goyal. So I personally, from the core of my heart, want to thank you for being here. And please be very, very free at the end of the session of giving your feedback. So on your behalf, I think I can do the green communication. Pooja, is that okay? Or green welcome? Okay, if she's there. Yeah, a little better. So we call it green communication, green welcome. On behalf of all of us. Thank you. Thank you. Katie, over to you. That's what I need to do. I'll sit.
A very good morning to all of you. I, Preeti Suryavanshi, on behalf of Apeejay Institute of Mass Communication, welcome you to this faculty development program on sports marketing and production. Sir has already briefly introduced the topic for today's FDP. The only importance I would like to add is now as many students are opting for this career in sports marketing, we as teachers need to be updated on what is happening latest in this industry. And therefore, we have planned this workshop for you all. We are glad to have participation from many institutes. We've got confirmation from almost 10 institutes, Bharati College, BSL Institute, Bahadurgarh, Fairfield Institute of Management and Technology, IGNOU's Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, IP University, Lingaya's Lalita Devi Institute of Management and Science, Maharaja Agrasen, Makanlal Chaturvedi University, Madhubala Institute of Communication, Technia Institute of Advanced Studies, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Moradabad, and Vivekanand Institute of Professional Studies. We are glad that you are here. I once again welcome you to this faculty development program. I hope you have an enriching experience with our esteemed guest today. I would request Pooja ma'am to introduce our first guest, Sandeep Goyal.
Our first guest for the day, Mr. Sandeep Goyal. Mr. Sandeep Goyal is currently General Manager, Dainik Bhaskar Connect, and co-founder, Sikoa Fitness and Sports Technology Private Limited. He has been Vice President Sponsorships of Indian Cricket League. Besides, he has worked with topmost advertising agencies, including Mudra and JWT. Also, he has been National Business Director, Group M ESP, where he founded the sports division of Group M ESP in India. He is an alumni of IIT Kharagpur. So,
I also like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Sadni, colleague here, and the director of management, and Dr. Kamal Kishore, and of the school, and Professor Sunil Singh Gupta. I he is an active faculty, and I don't think anybody in the mass form has been done his books. And his latest book has come. Let me do a bit of publicity for your book. Group Dynamics, kindly buy that book. And Hatinder Pal Singh, again, he ought to be resource person. We know that he's a great expert on subjects such as these. And he is the professor of marketing and has a huge experience in advertising and PR. Please come.
Good morning, friends. And I really like to come to Apeejay Institute and share my knowledge. And I've been teaching a lot of students over here. And my reference point is always all my experiences, which I had during my work with JWT, Mudra, then Group MESP, ICL, and then when I founded my own company, now I'm working with DB Connect. So all those incidences which I have learned through my practical example, they normally become the content of my presentations or my teaching. So here again, when this task came to me that I have to deliver something on sports marketing, then I remember one thing when I met Harsha Bhogle. Harsha Bhogle, as we all know, is a great commentator. Okay, and I met him in Delhi, and I asked him, Harsha, you've been from IIM Ahmedabad, and what happened to you that you suddenly got into PMG? He used to work with a Sunil Gavaskar company called PMG, Professional Management Group. And you started doing all this commentary and all that. He told me one thing, which I found very interesting. And that point of time, I used to work for Group M. I used to do the media planning for various clients. So he told me that IIM has given me the basic principles of management: how to analyze, how to communicate, and how to manage the task. Since I was passionate about sports, I always wanted to analyze what is happening between 22 yards. That gave me this insight that can I use the sports values or the sports system with the management and become a sports manager? And then he started using all that, the learning from IIMs, and then his passion for sports. When he joined together, he became a sports manager. Whether you call it a commentator or an event organizer or whatever, they all are sports managers, right? So then from there, I picked up this point, that sports managers are glue. They are wonderful glue that binds successful sports organizations, sports events, athletes, health clubs, and virtually every sports industry related business. So then that insight from him helped me to understand that all these sports managers, they have one thing in common. the love for sports. Then only they can use their classroom learnings to the development of sports. Without the love for sports, this thing is not possible. Okay. Now, once when I met Harsha Bhogle, then I started analyzing other people also. So I found this person. He is Harish Dhawan, and he is a lawyer by profession. Then I thought, a lawyer and sports, what is the relation? Then when we used to interact with him, he used to sell cricket. And he's the one who really, did a lot of innovative business models in ICC cricket and BCCI cricket, right? So he once told me that I have used all my law knowledge into sports. And the way he used to draft contract, my God, nobody can, have a doubt on his contract writing abilities. Okay. Now this one, he's an industrialist. His love for sports has given us IPL, $1 billion baby, which we enjoy every year for about 2 months. And now, this ecosystem has really given us new players, which we see in every IPL season, and a lot of party around it also. Here's Vinod Naidu, a professional. He used to work with the corporates. And then suddenly, his love for Sachin Tendulkar made him the manager of Sachin Tendulkar. He's the one who manages Sachin Tendulkar. And I used to tell him, Vinod, you are managing the Taj Mahal of India. This is the one, we will never get this kind of a legend in our life, at least. These are two gentlemen who started the running revolution in our country. They founded the Stanchard Mumbai Marathon. And one incident, when these guys, they came to our office at Group M and they said that, we want to bring a running marathon, running event called Marathon in India. And a lot of people across the world, they run. Then I remember one thing that our MD of Reebok, we have gone to Reebok to meet. MD of Reebok said, we are a country of lazy people. You will never get even 500 runners on road. Why are you doing all this? And today, after 10 years, I've been running for this Airtel Delhi half marathon since its inception. The first edition, we had 600 runners. And this time, there were 12,000 runners. In 10 years, 20 times growth. And it is really catching. Mumbai is the, you can say, the Makkah of Indian running system. Everybody runs over there, it seems. Earlier they were walking, now they are running. Right? So these are the ones. And these people, this guy, Anil Singh, this guy, he is a rugby player. So because he was a player, so he founded his company, Procam. And then for the first 10 years, they were struggling. They were struggling to find a real model for business in sports. But they keep on doing something or the other. They did a grassroots level cricket also and a lot of things. Now, finally, after 10 years of their struggle, they found their business in running in India. And the other guy, his brother, a younger brother, Vivek Singh. And salute to them. They are now in today's scenario, every Sunday, we have about 5 to 6 marathons in our country, in various cities. That point of time when they started, there were about 10,000 runners. Now there are about 2 lakh runners in our country. If you add all those who are running in a running event. Okay. Right. Now, this guy, he's a crack. He came from US. He was doing a very good job. He is a football enthusiast also. And he has gone to the, you can say, most backward state of our country, Jharkhand, Ranchi. And he worked with the tribal girls over there. Franz Gastler, a sports manager, love for sports, took him to Jharkhand. Then he worked with the tribal girls. He really, understood the situation that, all these girls are getting married early in their life. And finally, he founded a football team out of those girls. And those girls have gone to Spain and they came third in an event. And their life was changed. And today, his academy is having 250 girls. Just remember those first 11 girls, the kind of resistance from the society, from the parents they have got, the kind of problems they have faced to really founded that particular team. And now everybody in that area, they are tempting to send their girls to his institute. Social change from the sports market. Madam Neetam Ban. She got the love of sports from IPL. Finally, now she has instituted ISL, Indian Soccer League. And then we all know that, they have lots of money and they can put in. And good that people like them are coming into sports, giving chance to, giving salaries to people to play. Earlier times, people, they wanted to play, but they were worried about their, how to run their families and all that. At least, these kind of people are asking players to come out, show their skills, but they will be paid. Here's another, Chao Sharma. He founded Mashal Sports. And he has gone and he has developed a league out of a very, you can say, the rural sports. Kabaddi, Pro Kabaddi League. Right? So his love for sports, he got into commentary and then finally got into the league making business. And he made the league out of the rural sports. Just imagine those Kabaddi players when they got 12 lakh rupees to play. Earlier, they were not even getting 1500 rupees to play. So now the playing is having a professional charges, which is really revolutionized. And that's the job of a sports manager. So these are few good examples of the sports managers, those who have managed the Taj Mahal. They have done the changes in the regular cricket events, BCCI and ICC. This is the one who, he has done the development of T20 cricket, IPL. Then Neeta Ambani is industrialist. So those are putting in money, paying salaries to people, to players, and all of that. So now from here, we will just try to understand what is sports. And the purpose of this particular section, I'm going to have some 4 sections. This section, because since we are end of the day going back to our institutes, if we want to teach sports management, we should know that what a sports manager does. And definitely, when those students will ask you, where can we get the jobs? At least you can tell them that these are the places or these are the changes you can bring to the society if you take the careers in sports. Okay. Then after that, I'm having 3 more sections. One on evolution of sports across time, the Second section will be on how to understand fans, the sports fans. That's where the sports marketing comes into play. And the third one is the measurability in sports, because of which the investment in sports comes in. Okay, so these are the three more sections. After this we'll have. So defining sports, sports is any activity, experience or business enterprise focus on fitness, recreation, athletics or leisure. Sports does not have to be competitive, nor does it always require specialized equipment or rules. In fact, sports includes activities such as working out, running and dancing. We have seen Franz Gessler is working for the social development through sports. We have seen Anil Singh and Vivek. They have done the events around running. Now they have 7-kilometer runs, 21-kilometer runs, 25-kilometer runs. Some of them are even having 100-kilometer runs. Okay. So this is not all about like, okay, Australia is going to beat India. This is not sports. Sports is much beyond that. It's also about the change of lifestyles of tribal girls, or giving salaries to the kabaddi players. So this is all. This is also sports. Okay. So in essence, what this is our friend Harsha Bhogle told us, that when you apply the management principles with the passion of sports, you get the sports management. And this is the total structure of sports industry. We have the sports performance, we have sports production, we have sports promotion. When we talk about the sports promotion, we talk about how to make sports more meaningful for fans or for the participants. When we talk about the sports production, our friend Mr. Bakshi will talk about it, and that has really revolutionized. I will also take some part of it during my second talk on that how the television industry has really made changes in the sports. And sports performance is all about participation. When from 5,000, 6,000 runners, the event become a 2 lakh runners participate, right? So this is something which one should know, that if you are making sports managers, where all they are going to get their jobs. One is sports, professional sports. You have IPL, ISL, IPTL in our country, where these guys can work and perform. Associations, BCCI or Hockey India. University athletics, where the university, they can go to university and work. Private events like marathon, cyclotron, CCL, means Celebrity Cricket League, these kind of events, they can work. These are all the landscape. Event management is program, private clubs, golf clubs, recreation clubs. In sales, they can get into sponsorship sales. All the sports events, they need sponsorship. So they can become the sponsorship sales managers. Sports marketing consulting firms like IMG and Nimbus, they really draft out the entire league format with the contracts and the forecast of the business model, and they can go to the investors also for funding. So these are the big things which these guys can do. Then the corporations like Pepsi, Airtel, these are the companies, those who invest in major sports properties. Like Pepsi is into ICC Cricket World Cup, IPL sponsorship. So they hire people, they hire sports managers, where they have to manage those properties for the companies, and they have to see the interest of Pepsi, that how the Pepsi is getting involved with the event. Sports goods like Nike, Fila, Adidas, these are the companies, those to market their sports goods, they need sports managers. It's just it's not that simple. So if somebody knows about the sports system, or the value of sports, they can only go out in the market and can sell a 10,000 rupee shoe. Just to buy a 10,000 rupee shoe is a hell lot of a task. You have to really make them understand that how this shoe can perform for you. Nobody is buy 10,000 rupee shoe twice in a year. You need a lot of skills for that. Then sports media, star sports and 10 sports. Again, there's a big area where these guys perform. Health, physical activity related like sports medicine and biomechanics. Again on biomechanics, one of my friend, Ramki, he works on biomechanics. He does the video analysis of all the players. He gives them the data that if your angle is 5 degrees here and there, your shots will go from this place to that place. So please control your angles and perform. And he's the one, when Sachin Tendulkar was on his downfall, and Sachin Tendulkar video analysis was done by Ramki, he told that Sachin, you're because of age and all that, you're a bit slow now these days, and you have to adapt different angles to perform. And that's the time when he came back into sports. Sports law agent, we have seen Harish Thawani, one guy who's from the law background, got into sports management. The contracts in sports are very, very important. The contract makes the entire business, because anything can go for a dispute. बारिश आ गई, मैच नहीं हुआ, then you have to answer. Players को कुछ problem हो गई, match नहीं हुआ, then there is a problem. So a lot of ifs and buts are there. So we have to manage through contract. So they has to be legally binding. And new media sports agencies. Like I founded Group M Sports, because at Group M, we manage a lot of clients. We manage about 500, 600 clients. And besides buying media, they also want to buy sports. And how to buy sports? And the very genesis that I founded Group M Sports was because I was working on Hero Honda. And their investment in sports was too high. They were getting into golf, they were getting into cricket, they were getting into football or hockey and so on. And they always wanted from their media consultants that how they should be using sports. Because company, they put in lots of money, like 40 crores to buy IPL sponsorship is a whole lot of money. And to make that 40 crore work, they have to spend another 40 crores. Otherwise, that for first 40 crores is a waste of money. So you have to plan another 40 crores. So that was my job in sports agencies. How to really leverage your property. So this is the entire cosmos of the sports industry. One, you are making all the sports properties here. And then after that, all the sports good companies, facilities, sports media and other things, they are move around. So you can say there is a Jupiter and some 9 moons around it. That kind of a cosmos. So that's the way this industry works. Now, when I was telling you that there is a value system, there is a sports system in sports. What is that? Because of which this entire profession becomes a bit different. Here comes. The aspects of sports product are intangible. Here, when you buy a ticket for to enter into a stadium and you burn about, say, for example, this IPTL, I know just to watch Federer and all that, people were burning out 12,000 rupees per seat. 12,000 rupees. A lot of money. Okay. So, for what they were going? To watch Federer, their star. So, there is a lot of things which are intangible in this. It's not about an iPhone. It's not about a pair of jeans. It's not about any fashionable thing which you buy. What you buy is only the intangible benefits. And there are a lot of intangible benefits. Okay. To play with the Tiger Woods, Pawan Munjal can put in 250 crores on table to get him on his side. And he has signed him. Pawan Munjal is the founder or the managing director of Hero. He's put in 250 crores there for Tiger Woods. Okay. So these are all intangible benefits which these people get, and because of which they come close to people, and they.
He's going to sponsor the part of the hero also?
No. He has signed Tiger Woods for Hero Company for 250 crores
To endorse its product
to endorse
for a particular period.
for a particular period, where out of 250 crores, Tiger Woods will give him a lot of time. A lot of time means about 10 to 15 days in a year.
And that is worked out in the contract.
That is worked out in the contract. And those 10 to 15 days of time, either he will come for an event which Hero is sponsoring to make the event bigger. Tiger Woods coming means you will say that all media is around there. A lot of footage, a lot of articles will be written about it. So suddenly events value goes up. The valuation will go up because a big star is around. Right? So this intangible benefit is what is there in sports, which we have to mind. Okay. Sports is subjective and heterogeneous. The same match, one section of the stadium will be laughing, one part of the stadium will be crying. Remember Brazil losing out to Germany, and not losing out. In
And the worst time were in Kolkata.
yeah. You should remember 1996 World Cup when India with the Sri Lanka at Eden Gardens. Oh my God. The entire stadium, they were mad about it. Vinod Kambli was crying. And the match was halted in between. This is all the subjectivity and the heterogeneity. Means so much of emotions which you get involved. I just tell you my personal case. When India was again playing with Sri Lanka about a couple of years back in 2013, in the finals, my father, he has never been a part of cricket event. And he was sitting with us and he was jumping like a kid. Are chauka ma, chakka ma. So we got so involved with the cricket. And India-Pakistan match at Mohali, what we all wanted was that they should not go to Mumbai. Right? We never wanted them. And then all that Prime Minister was there from India and then from there. And they all had that match, and very, very powerful, very, very stressful. Although it's all stressful, but yes, there's a lot of glueness into that.
What does subjective mean here? Everything is another thing. Subjective controls only subjective.
Subjective means, like, you cannot explain it in a quantity. There is no end to it. There is no, like, you see that the sports ends there. No. There is a lot of excitement beyond that.
Different meanings for different people.
Different meanings for different people. Sorry. Is inconsistent and unpredictable, because of which the entire lot of people get involved with the sports because of this unpredictability. If you remember, we have a great Marwadi class in our country. They love to spend monies on speculation. And they love these kind of things, where there is a lot of unpredictability is there. They put in money, and then you see that kind of a market is many folds than the actual cost of the event. So this is what keeps you, like, when you put money on something, and where in some countries the betting is legal also. Um, everybody then, they see ball by ball match, movement by movement match, and they want that, they should make some good monies out of it. Okay, so that's where it is, and it is perishable. It is there for a time. Like Wimbledon finals, the first Sunday of July, it is reserved. Is a sure shot appointment. Those who are passionate about it, they will say, boss, that Sunday, that particular time, I'm not going out anyway. If they are there in front of television, if they have booked the tickets at Wimbledon, they will just go there, the center court. Okay. So there are unique aspects of sports management, because we have seen the values. So then the unique aspects comes in. One is about the sports marketing itself. That whatever you are learning in media marketing, attached to it, to the value of sports and the sports system, will become a different person altogether. You will start managing the media part of the sports in a very different manner. And then what will happen? Suddenly a media manager is linking all the stories which will add to the values of fans. Like Sehwag is not selected for 2015 World Cup. So the media manager of BCCI will manage that news in such a manner that either he will create a debate in the marketplace, and there will be certain things which will be written about it, why he is not selected or why he should be selected. Okay. The sports enterprise financing. This is the most important thing. Like, these days we have found this league business going around, where the finances come from those who buy the teams, and then they put in money and all that. So this is some structured thing which is happening. Otherwise, the sports financing, there is no bank who gives you loan for any sports project. No financial institution will put money there. It always comes from the private money. All wealthy people, they get into it and then finance it. Again, when you go out, say for example ICC, when they market their cricket events, they go to the CEOs or the directors of the companies and then explain that what cricket can give them, how the value of the cricket has gone up. So they should put in some 100, 200 crores. Because they also talk about big monies, The cost of a federal is no less than 12 crores or 15 crores. And you will say, when I wanted to do a deal with the Sachin Tendulkar, his manager told me his one day cost is 45 lakhs. And then you put all the things together to rationalize how to pay, whether he should charge 45 or not. And there is no science. So this sports enterprise financing is very, very valuation led kind of a thing. Means how many people are attached to it, etc., etc. And then you suddenly start using the science and the art of measuring these kind of values. Okay. Sorry. The sports industry career path, coming from Charu, coming from Neeta Ambani, then these are the guys, those who have gone into the top position because of their influence and their power. But people like us, or people like those you are going to teach them, what is the sports path you are going to tell? If somebody has done the management or he is good in financing, will get into the contract part of the sports. Somebody who is good in media will go as a media manager of the event. Somebody who is marketing savvy or advertising savvy will start promoting the sports event. But yes, to promote, definitely the value system and the sports system is to be used. Okay. And then we have seen that Franz Gassler, and more such things are happening around. There's another company called Redbus, is an engine. These Redbus, they go to the slum areas. They make a football team out of them. They play football. And why that company was instituted? Because all these slum dwellers, they were getting into all kind of anti-social activities. And how to channelize them? So they say, you use their energy into sports. And then when they will use their energy in sports, their energy will be used in a proper manner, and they will feel good about themselves. They will become more positive. So again, it is kind of a summarization that one part of the management is information management, where you learn the writing skills, selling skills, working with media, developing publications, and so on and so forth. Other part is budgeting, accounting, coordinating, managing professionals, personals, managing facilities, controlling, directing, evaluating, and leading. Around it comes the layer of sports context, which makes these people the sports managers. And these are the competencies which is required to become a sports manager. And there are some strange rules about the sports management. The first one, everyone is a contingent worker. You just can't say that my job limits here. There is no boundary of job. Sometimes if you are a finance manager and if you have to go out and sell the property, you have to go out. So the rules are not like well defined. So once you have sold the property and the event is happening, and you have to bring in Sachin Tendulkar to the event, you have to go and escort him also. So there is no fix. You can say the rule book, which will talk about that. Okay, these are the rules for them. Second is, everyone is an entrepreneur. You have to think that you have to gain mileage. You have to work for the company. You feel like the sports is your area. You love sports. That's the reason you are here. And you have to add value all the time. You have to work towards like, okay, the company or the sports events has to make money, or they have to get the crowd or the participants so that it becomes successful. Everyone may not have pensions or benefits. The jobs are very limited. Like, if you worked in IPL, you work for 2 years, 3 years, not more than that. You start moving up here and there. Okay, some of my friends have worked in IPL. Now they are saying that, can I work in IPTL? Because they burn out so much in this kind of a job. They say that, boss, ye to ho gaya. Now I want to try something new. I want to get into running events. I want to get into golf events. Because they want to experience the taste of each and every sport. They want to use the cricket learning into badminton, or badminton into tennis, and so on and so forth. More and more work will be done by project teams. Means if there is a project on just the sports management or the sports operations on ground, they may have to work on certain marketing things also, like putting up ads at different places, putting up boards. They have to think about that. Okay, fine, my sponsor can get more value if I ask that he can put the stall here. They can have more sales if they start selling some product in the stadium, and so on and so forth. Managers will facilitate teams reaching objectives. And long-term employment with one organization will be the exception. Nobody works in a sports company for long. So if you don't know where you are going, so any road will do. So if suppose all those students, they ask you that, okay, fine, now you are teaching me sports management, so from where I should start? So the first answer or the most lovable answer is you do whatever comes to you. Take it, run with it. You will find different ways in between. Okay. And in the career planning, we have values, we have interests, we have skills. The skills are always given by the institutes. You can develop your skills by attending courses and all that. But the values and interest in the case of sports management has to come from inside. There's a student by himself will be saying that, okay, fine, I love sports, I want to get into it. There's the value system and the interest also. So there's a reason that they can only get into this kind of a career plan. So this is the first section on sports management. What are the sports managers? What all they can do? What is the scope of their jobs? And now I'm going to have another session on evolution of sports. Yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah.
You mentioned in one of your slides that sports is inconsistent. So can you please explain me regarding that sports is inconsistent? What do you mean by that?
So inconsistent means that, like, in a saas bhi meri bahu thi. Things are quite consistent. No, they are going to cry. Somebody is going to weep. Somebody is going to do some strange things and all that. Those are all predictable in consistent kind of stuff. You see this program versus another program versus another program. So you have a trend. Okay. Now the beating India by Australia are in finite ways. And what you are going to see is completely different. Like Wimbledon finals, like earlier, there used to be a long serving volleys people used to play. Now it's becoming fast and furious. Okay, so these kind of inconsistencies in the sports you will always see. There's the love of watching the sports, right? It's very, very high.
It can be wild, it can be gentle, it can be slow, it can be fast.
It can be fast.
You could get out at 35 all out.
Yeah.
You could get out at 3 after 35.
Yeah.
The range is huge.
Another question.
And like one of the inconsistent things, have we ever imagined that Rohit Sharma will do that kind of knock? We never thought of that. Okay, fine. In a ODI, we will have 200 kind of scores. Now 3 batsmen from India, they have done it. So this is, yeah.
Another question is regarding controversy. Like, first of all, the controversy regarding monkey cage scandal between Andrew Simons and Harbhajan Singh. So at that particular point of time, what is the role of a media manager? How to manage the team as well as the media and both the teams?
You know, in that event, who was the media manager?
Right now, I don't remember his name.
No, media manager was Sachin Tendulkar.
He was a witness.
He was a witness and he managed the entire stuff. He put his credibility on table. Say, boss, I was. And he managed the entire stuff. Rest everything is like, okay, fine, all the plugs. The media manager, he give the bites to media. ये आप छापो, ये आप दिखाओ. All of that was done, but who was fronting it was Sachin in that and those controversies are good. You know, sometimes sports events on all these boards, they get into things. Yeah, इस बात क्या controversy करनी? Because that's where the things become. Say, for example, the Shishant was slapped by Harbhajan. What is this? These guys, they can go wild. That was the inconsistency in sport. You never know from where the controversy to enjoy is coming from. No, you can one.
Yeah, I want to ask about the 34th of February body, when you talked about the financing of sports events, because these are the intangible products, intangible businesses that we are seeking finance for. So can you just touch upon how can this go or when you present something, say to a financer, how exactly you bring in the tangible part, what are the returns on investment it's something like a committee on the soccer team. Cricket we all know itself. So how does that happen?
See, as you rightly said that, you cannot make a business plan out of the sport. You cannot say that, okay, fine, this will be my TV rates or this will be my, you can say the gate money I can get. It all depends that how the fans are going to respond. Now, in cricket, the things are becoming a lot more stable. And in cricket also, the stability is not there. I tell you one. You remember 2007 World Cup? 2007 World Cup, India crashed out in the first round after losing out to Bangladesh. And Pakistan, on the other hand, was losing to Ireland. There was a match because in the entire ICC calendar, you always see India-Pakistan meeting somewhere. Right? Because it generates a lot of money, interest, and everything. And they always like to have Australia and the event to clash somewhere. They try, and this is and always India-Pakistan match will be on a weekend, suiting the Indian times. Suiting the Indian time. Okay. Now in that match, in that event, what happened? The match which was supposed to be India-Pakistan match turned out to be a Bangladesh versus Ireland match. Right. Suddenly what happened that, like for example, I'm a media buyer. I pulled out. Because who is going to watch India-Pakistan? Cricket, okay, fine, is one way. But in cricket also, there are few things which will generate interest and then revenue. So there is always a instability. And that's where the lawyers, they come in and the pitching to safeguard money. That's one way of getting a sure shot or minimizing risk. That the law or the contract should be law-abiding in such a manner that even if it is a Bangladesh versus Ireland match, guys, you have to pay. Okay, that's one. The second is you cannot have a good business plan out of a sports event. So no financial institution will put in money. Because if financial institutions start putting in money on sports events, then a lot of people, we all people are also invested in otherwise, we will say about this or pagal. Okay.
Do you foresee this happening over the next 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of financial institutions becoming ready to finance.
See, this so far, last 10 years, I've seen that no financial institutions, they come forward and fund the event as a partner.
That would be surprised, if over the years, institutions don't actually be involved.
See, in that case, they have to.
But there are so many tangible products, moving around the world.
Yeah.
Starting from your very media.
Yeah.
So, they've been selling so well over the years, and so with some history behind it, with some predictability behind it, all that any project evaluated needs, there's some kind of a reliability, some kind of a credibility that this will sell out. And as Professor Kishore, my colleague sitting next year, who has been evaluated a project, over almost 2 decades, would make me out because that these are the things that the evaluators actually look for. And this is the average. Where is the degree of credibility coming in? How much will the previous history support it, and so on?
See,
May I just ensure that financial, perhaps some kind of insurance scheme may be worked out for some time
marketed.
No, insurances are happening. They have that, the rain insurance or the all those kind of natural calamities and other things. They insure the event, but with the where they
Calamity is even the certain degree of revenue.
yeah, no, that
We
is
have in thoughts, there is a guarantee that this much revenue will be generated. Otherwise, there will be this gap funding.
so no, that's fine. Say for example, those the events which are marquee events like Olympics and all that. No, Olympics they have got a bit of a consistency. A lot of people, a lot of best class players they participate. Even the countries are serious about it. That one institution can get a long term investment from maybe some long term investment can come for stadia building also. Like okay, fine, whatever event is happening, whether it's India Pakistan event, but we will fund the stadiums. But in terms of funding the event, to organize the event, to play, to give the players salaries and then do a lot of other operations, there is still a hitch among the financial institutions to fund them. Okay. So there is another example which I remember out of my experiences: 2003 World Cup, 2002 in fact, because the earlier World Cup used to happen with the champions of Sri Lanka, right? So in that, what happened is there was a rule from ICC and BCCI, which was saying that if Sachin Tendulkar is sponsored by TVS, and if Hero Honda is the sponsor of ICC event, the Sachin Tendulkar ads of TVS should not be aired 1 month before and after the event, and during the event definitely no.
Because it's sponsored by you.
Yeah.
This is a competitor to TV.
Compared. So then a lot of players they say, boss, we are backing out. And we were like proposing these events to our clients. And we were dealing with ICC and BCCI both. And suddenly when the news came out that the Sachin is not going to play, Saurav is not going to play, Dravid is not going to play, you know what happened? Most of the clients they say, boss, we don't want this. We don't want it. So because of this particular news, one single news that these players are backing out, the entire market evaluation of that event changed. Such unpredictable. So now I'm going to have 3 more sessions in this. One is on the evolution. This is a beautiful chart we have seen in our evolution things that when human beings they started walking, it gets into sports. Okay. Another one will be on the sports fan ladder. That how we understand the fan, because of which the sports marketing is becoming very interesting. Okay. And the third one will be on big data. There are a lot of data which we can use to analyze and then put a number to it, so that the investors in sports they become positive about investing in it. And the most of the investors they invest through sponsorships. So how we evaluate sponsorship is the third part of it. Just a question to you. Who is the title sponsor of IPL?
Let's see.
No, you are not going to answer the second.
No, the reason I don't attend FTP programs is only because there is. Sorry.
Who is the sponsor of current India-Australia series? Not for you. It's very difficult. It's Commonwealth. It's Commonwealth Bank. And because I was having this kind of hint that you must be knowing it, because you seem to be most active in sports. Okay. But the message which I'm getting here is that if we do not see you, you do not exist. You see Pepsi all the time. IPL, Pepsi, Pepsi, IPL, and they are so well integrated just because they put in 40 crores on sponsorship, also 40 crores how to make it work. And you remember Pepsi. And that poor guy, Commonwealth Games, first of all, he has no footprint in India. So that's the reason he's not spending. So definitely we will not know him. This is one thing which we have to remember in sports market. Okay. So the evolution sports marketing, the first generation starts 1900 to 1950. We call it the monopoly generation. The second generation starts 50 to 1990, which is the television generation. And the third one is highlight generation today. मेरे को 5 गोल दिखा दो which was best in the tournament.
बाकी नहीं देखता.
बाकी नहीं. What is a pass? What is TikTok of Spain? Nobody is interested. Nobody is interested. First, there are various reasons for it, actually. And when I elaborate them, then it will come. Now, I was having this hint that this will be tough to explain, so I've noted some points on this. So when we talk about the monopoly, in this time, between 1900 to 1950, the sports was developing. Okay. And that time, the population was also increasing. If you see the growth of population in the world, that is a time when it has increased the most. Okay. And this is the time where you had 2 world wars. The promoters of sports were very powerful. They said that, boss, we are starting this event, we are paying the salaries, etc., etc. So they were showing the power. That, like, for example, now today's Nita Ambani. I'm powerful, boss, I'm giving you this help. Fine. Today, first year, the players have listened to it. You don't know what is going to happen. Second year, third year, and fourth. So that's the scene. So in this time, the sports events were planned in such a manner that everybody gets a window. Like if there was a basketball season, then comes the baseball season, then comes the football season. So they were taking care of each other's time. That everybody should get the footfalls in the stadium, etc., etc. Okay, so they were so considerate about it. And the fan attraction was done by basic advertising. Very simple. Aap aao, aa jao. This was the call. And the most of the thing was on price and access of sports. कि आप आओ, हम आपसे minimum से minimum charges लेंगे. But yes, if we are in US, we'll be there in all the states over there, etc. So that was like, increasing the footprint of sports, etc. was the call of that time. That, okay, fine, will be available across all. That's the most important thing. So this is the monopoly period. Now comes the television. In this time, what happened is, now the television was becoming powerful. So football and baseball, they developed quite well. And they were very good, baseball is still a very good event in terms of advertisements during the event. Football is not. But yes, the watching football on television, the way the production was done, etc., was so powerful that people said that, boss, some 1,000 people are going to stadium. Some lakhs and lakhs will watch it on television. So the economics was going in that manner. But still, going to stadium, watching sports live was important. In that time, what happened is all these Muhammad Alis of the world, they becoming powerful. The wrestling and boxing, were still the events people love to go and watch them. Okay. And in this time, the players and managers were powerful, not the event organizers. They said, boss, people are watching it on television because we are playing. Okay. So the players were calling the shot. Suddenly the players' salaries were high. And to compensate the players' salaries, people were like, they were building strategies to develop the fan base. कि भैया चलो इसको ज्यादा सैलरी देनी पड़ी, इसका फैन बेस बढ़ेंगे तो व्यूअरशिप अच्छी होगी, then we'll get monies from sponsors. So that was the link, and it was very powerful during this time. Now suddenly, when in the monopoly time generation, if the price and access was important, or fan attraction by basic advertising was important, suddenly the fan targeting was important. People started developing strategies to target fans and make them more powerful and strong. And this is the time when the data analytics was used to build more fans. They started understanding, okay, fine, ye abhi itna kharcha kar raha hai. Then suddenly the merchandise, then meet and greet with the players, all those kind of strategies were getting evolved. Okay. Now comes the highlight generation, which is started from 1990 and till date we call it the highlight generation. This is about 40 years kind of a time. Now in this time, the youth are the primary target. And they have less time. There are many leagues now. On the same sports, they have different leagues going across at the same time. So what people say, boss, मैंने वहाँ के मैच का बता दो क्या है, इसमें क्या हुआ, or how the 4s and 6s were scored, how the best goals were made. All those kind of things were becoming the highlight of the day.
They are more interested. They have product rather than the cost.
There's a reason that the controversy is becoming powerful. क्योंकि भाई रिजल्ट तो ठीक है. This is the current. The controversy. उसने उसको मारा, उसने उसको किया. There's some drama around it. So they become. Salary becomes the news. That the Messi is bought for this, or Suarez is bought for that. So it's becoming sort of, and then the fan base, they become powerful. Okay, fine, these are players of the night. So all of this is now becoming a. Now that wrestling and boxing is out of window. In the second generation, wrestling. Now nobody is going there. Extreme sports are now becoming powerful. People love to go and watch extreme sports. There's all those motocross, all those jumping in the somersaults in the air, those kind of events, and skateboarding events. They're becoming powerful, and people love to go there and watch. Now, the distribution of sports are having 8 legs. It now becomes an octopus. It comes to you through the YouTube. It comes to you on your mobile phone, on your desktop, on your television sets. In print also it is covered. So many news, so many days you can get the news. The media is taking each and every sports in various forms. So this is the time when, everything is now becoming highlight. कि press में ये highlight चलेगा, वहाँ पे online ये चलेगा, then through mobile this is the thing which will work. And now the sports companies or the broadcasting companies, they make certain content for each media. Okay. Now in this time, nobody holds the power except for fans. The fans are important. From the owners of the sports to the players and managers, now the power of sports has come to fans. You show me what is good or bad in you, then I'll come to you. There's a thing. Now fans are attracted to stars, and strategies are built around it to create their association or their conversation with the stars. And now because of these 8 legs and all that, you can have a two-way communication with the stars in some of them. Like the privileged ones, they come onto the ground and have a meet and greet with Sachin before the match. All that sofa sets which are there at the things are now becoming the part of it. So this is the evolutionary process or the evolutionary phases which we have seen in the sports development. Now, when the fans are becoming important, let's look at the fans ladders. And this is one of my bosses. He mentioned, and he said that fans love sports in a way that is rare in other forms of entertainment. People don't go down the pub and stand on chairs to cheer Coronation Street. It's becoming so important that you have to understand the psyche of a fan. The sports marketing revolves around it. He's not the one who is going to watch the same Rona Rona of Saas Bahu and all that. He loves excitement. He loves, like for example, this Brazil versus Germany match. Why it happened and all that, I doubt, sometimes. The margin, you can lose matches. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's not a problem. But not this way. It's just like, India lost to Pakistan in Asiad in Delhi. 7-1, sir. Yeah. One was there. So it is like, never these things happen. These are some, to create outburst, to create dissonance in the market. These things happen.
This is the stock market. You can.
Right. Sorry. The bottom of the pyramid of the fan base is the indifferent fans. उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. वो चला जाता बेचारा. जो भी देख ले वो देखिए. हाँ. They are okay, fine. The trend in the market is to watch the match. They will see and go and whatever. They will also clap. They will also jump. So they are the more, you can say the starting point. Come second, they become important. That July 1st week, first Sunday, my appointment is fixed. Today, the final day of India-Australia Test match, I am there in front of the TV. Nobody will touch. Now the gadgets or the tabs and all those kind of things are becoming so personal that even nobody will touch you. You can go somewhere and watch it. Okay. Third one is they spend money. They spend their hard-earned money. 12,000 rupees to watch Federer. 10,000 rupees to watch ICC World Cup. Or maybe some legs and legs of money to watch Wimbledon at the center court. They spend money. Because they are, and the only thing which is guiding them is not the logic, why they're charging me to 12,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees or something like that. Their logic is Federer versus Nadal, India versus Pakistan. They're stars, because of which they go. Okay, and because of this money, this sports marketing can earn some 12x, 30x kind of revenues on investments, if X is the investment. Now, other one comes the collectors, those who becomes like, they say, well, I am passionate about a particular team. If today they come out with the bats, I will buy those bats, I will buy those mugs. So this has created a big market on merchandise. Okay. So they are called collectors. Now comes the attachers. They become the volunteers sometimes. They become the people, those who like, those who blog about the event. They create the content by themselves. And somebody writes some outstanding content or the viewpoint why Sehwag is not a part of 2015 World Cup, and so on and so forth. They become suddenly, apne aap se. Nobody is asking them to become that, but they write. These are called insiders. You remember that Sachin's first match was an India-Pakistan match where he played for Pakistan
He played for Pakistan.
in Bangalore. In one of those,
This was a friendly match.
friendly matches. In one of those friendly matches, he was the ball boy, and one of the players was not feeling well, and then he has gone to the dressing room. So one of the Indian players was sent for the replacement, and he was a ball boy in that event, and he played for Imran Khan's team before he joined the Indian squad, and that comes from becoming an insider. They are the ones, those who become volunteers. They are the ones who become, you can say, at the time of operation, you need many. Like in a marathon, you need some 2,000 people to manage. Okay. In IPTL also, in this Commonwealth Games, there were some 10,000 volunteers who were signed across various colleges and universities. So these are the ones, those who become insiders. And they are the ones, those who go to sport just for nothing, for maybe a tracksuit or something like that, or a bag. And they just be the part of it because they like this. And final one, they are mad. Because of which, suddenly, sometimes companies say that, boss, I don't want to touch this guy. If he is happy, he is very happy. If he is sad, he is very sad. If he is happy, if I am attaching myself to him, yes, I can get some very good mileage. But if he is sad, then I will get the other side also. So when we give these kind of information to our clients, that these are the attachers, these are the insiders, these are the ones who spend money on. And you must have seen Indian. No, he's just he's just posing it to the camera. Huh. So there is a Hindustani chacha. We always go to all the matches and wave those flags. नहीं सुधीर भी है, एक और चाचा है यहाँ पे, पाकिस्तान के भी एक चाचा है, हाँ bearded है. यहाँ का हिंदुस्तानी चाचा was after my life. He was after my life when I was in ICL. He was after my life, and he said that boss मुझे है ना ग्राउंड पे जाके ना झंडा ऐसे ऐसे करना है. हमने कहा यहाँ तो कोई झंडे का काम ही नहीं है. This is a league match. The Indian flag has no meaning. लीग है. No, नहीं मुझे फिर भी करना है. तो then what happened? And I asked Kiran Moe, मैंने कहा बॉस ये चाचा बोल रहे हैं ऐसे. तो उन्होंने कहा उसको बुला लो, वो सारे मैचेस में आते हैं, बुला लो उसको. And because since Kiran Moe was he knew about him and all that, he said उसको सारे मैच में लेके जाओ. Then what happened? Then there's definitely the cameras and all that. They become like they spot him and they become actors. So he becomes one of those things which I'm sure Mr. Bakshi will also talk about. That how these kind of small little incidents at the stadium add to the emotions. They add to the viewership. All right. I know. Yeah.
That was Sachin Goel himself. I would like to say.
Attacher. It's just outside, but he is attaching. Nobody is asking him to come and isn't a part of it. Uninvited guests. Okay. Those who wants to be attached, like, they are normally connected to the radio stations. When all these RJs, they ask questions, all those guys, they give their opinion. उसको ऐसे खेलना चाहिए था, वैसे खेलना चाहिए था, and all that. So, because now the fan is important, all these events are now, when they broadcast or they show their performances and all that, they take care of the interest levels of fans in various forms. Like, for example, for IPL, is there on television, is there on news, people go on ground to watch them. Then finally on radio also they listen to it. There's a contest happening. So this is the place where the attachers, they give all their viewpoints. The first one was into those who are into spending money to watch the match. The news and live telecast are the ones, those who are either the indifferent fans or the eyeball fans. Okay. Now on internet also you can have either the attachers or those who wants to know about the highlights. Outdoor viewing, the 26% of the IPL was watched outside the houses in pubs. Suddenly the pub sales goes up. So they are the ones, those who spend money again. Then merchandise, those who are collecting items. News reporting. Now the news reporting is also becoming important just to take care of the fans, because the kind of information which they will be looking for. Okay. And then the sponsors activity. You will see different kind of sponsors are having activities during the IPL matches because they want to attach to the different type of fans. So this is a sports event is having so many legs to communicate and attach to the fans. Yeah.
All these fans, now who is the advertiser targeting? For example, you were speaking about TV.
Yeah.
Now that you were sponsoring, let's say, so much money to this. Who is the target community, talk about the target audience out of all these potential fans? I would assume maybe the indifferent fan, because he's always there. He's the most stable one. Book ही नहीं जाएगा, कोई भी हारे कोई किसी को रहना नहीं. Who is the target?
I tell you what.
And I'm noticing that you spoke of the emotional and the excited people, and on the other side, the ones who are helping, who are putting money, the connection. Out of these also, who is the target for that?
Those who are into betting and those who are into they are not the target audience. They just enjoy, and then they are very less in number. But yes, the betting people is quite a big one, but nobody targets them for anything. I tell you about the hero or the because I worked with them very closely. Why they wanted to, sponsor cricket. Our country is a young country. Our mean age of a country is about 24-25 years. And both of them are having this young country as their target audience. Okay. And all these young ones are into cricket. One small single binder. Okay. Now within this, as you rightly said, that the indifferent fans are the ones, those who are their target audience. Definitely, because of the maximum number of eyeballs, or they can show their commercials, etc., etc. That's one, fine. They will see the spot, the TV commercials, which these people are broadcasting on the news channel. You see the first one, the live telecast. Okay, so you will get indifferent then. But as this event is becoming popular, the collectors are also important. So they are the IPL merchandise also from Pepsi. Those are buying it and all that. There's special cans which they release during that time, so that people drink it. Okay. So these two companies, they target all of them up to say attacher or insider also,
because they give them opportunity to become an insider. When they sign a contract with the client, with this ICC or the BCCI or IPL, they say that, boss, these many people I will select from my communication and send either for the toss or to meet the player or to have a special dinner with them. So all of that. So they use this behavior of fan for their communication purpose or activation purpose. All of them are important. Like for, right. Like for example, Hero, they did meet or you watch the cricket match in the stadium in 2013 World Cup. For that, what they did is they did the university cricket. They've gone to some about 1,000 universities and selected, because there are some 50, 60 matches. For every 50, 60, there's some 100 tickets were given to Hero. So some 50 into 100 become 5,000 university kids or youth were chosen to do a victory round or the celebration round in the stadium during the half of the night. And those celebration rounds were shown on television. So they understood that this is a fan who would like to see the match. We will do the university cricket. We will select them. We'll take them to there. So then, fine. There are 5,000, but there are some 5 lakhs those who were not also chosen. What they will say is, okay, fine. Hero तो एक अच्छी कंपनी है ना, कम से कम उसको मौका दिया, मेरे को नहीं दिया. He got selected. So they got a talking point, at least a conversation point because of this fan's attitude, right? Now comes the big data. As Sir was saying some time back that how the investment into sports will come in. Now this is the time, and this is the most beautiful time in India where a lot of data is generated every moment. Okay. And this data, to a certain extent, is also used to evaluate the value of sponsorship or the value of returns you can get. So when we say, okay, fine, you have to spend 100 rupees on sponsorship as a sports consultant to them, we generally give them an idea. This 100 rupees can generate 200 rupees value of viewership for you. And we put some science together. This is all about science. So far, I've only talked about the art, the attitude, their behavior, the way they relate to sports and all that. Okay. This is the chart which I have learned during my working. That media evaluation, the effectiveness, and the econometrics generates the sports effectiveness. So when we have a sports sponsorship, we measure the exposures. We also generate the effectiveness of the sports, and we also generate econometric modeling of, because of this sponsorship, what is the increase in sales you have got. To that extent, the econometrics modeling is done. Right? I'll give you various examples. This is another international studies which says that when you are buying a sponsorship and you are not supporting it with any activity, you will not get anything. It's all waste. Okay. When you do the linked ads activity, your returns goes up to 2.6 times. When you do below the line promotions and activities, your values gone up by 4 times. You do the broadcast sponsorship, your value goes up to 4.3 times. When you do only below the line promos, your value goes up by 3.5 times. And when you do sponsorship linked activity, I tell you one thing.
is like, you remember 1996 World Cup? Yeah, where the Coke became the official sponsor. They said that, nothing official about it. That was later on. Huh? So these things are called the sponsorship linked activities. Sponsorship means either the cricket linked activities. That their entire communication during that time was built on this particular thing, that they are not the official drink. But most of those players, those who are playing in the event, are the Pepsi players. Azharuddin was Pepsi player, Jadeja was Pepsi player, all of them were Pepsi players. So they created a commercial around it. So when in the cricket time, or even on the non-cricket programs also, you show them. Because everybody is activated because of the World Cup. There's a lot of talking point happening around. So this thing also become a talking point. That linking the theme of the event with the players and the brand is talking. Okay, so these are called the linked ads activity. Okay, so when you do all of them, your value of returns can be 8.4 times. And this is what the Pepsi most of the time they try to do. Try to mileage or milk, you can say, the sponsorship of an event in such a manner that you get the maximum returns. Believe you me, last year they were the sponsor of the event. Because of the later part of the event, all this betting thing and all that, they came out. The returns on the sponsorship was poor. Now they were thinking twice whether they should be sponsoring it or not. Okay, so these are the ups and downs. The 2007 World Cup, then the Pepsi IPL last year. Suddenly it becomes bad. It gives bad taste. You put in a lot of money, and those kind of money they go waste. Okay. Now there are good side also. 2013 World Cup and 2003 World Cup. The World Cup means we have gone up to the finals. We were beaten in finals, that's fine. But yes, we have gone up to finals. And that 6 of Shoaib Akhtar by Sachin Tendulkar, which everybody is like, remember like anything. You know the case there, no? What happened? Sehwag and Sachin, they both were like, the openers. And Shoaib Akhtar keh raha, maa mere ko hook kar. Mujhe hook kar. Yeah. So, he was bold, and Venkatesh Prasad, he was the bowler. So, वहाँ पे क्या था? सहवाग को वो बोल रहा है hook कर तू. And he knows that Sehwag cannot hook him. And वो hook करेगा out होगा. वो mind games were playing. तो उस time पे Sehwag told him, Shoaib Akhtar, that boss, वो जो तेरा बाप खड़ा है ना, वो तेरे को hook करेगा. ठीक है? And then what happened in the next ball, he tried to do that bouncer or whatever, and then he hooked it to a 6. So what I'm trying to say is that there have been happy moments in these kind of things. Like, you get maximum mileage just because the event, by virtue of the progress in event, is helping everybody. Hero Honda, I was the sponsor of Hero Honda at that point of time. And I was supposed to be there at the stadium at Centurion Park to watch that India-Pakistan match. But I could not go because of certain reasons. My client was there. And he was there with dealers. India-Pakistan match, Hero Honda, they're the founders of Hero Honda, they are from Pakistan. So they have some emotional touch. All dealers, they have gone with the Bharat kind of everyone. And the way India won that match, all the dealers were happy. This is all about the subjective things which you are talking about, inconsistent, subjective things.
So sometimes the value to the sponsor becomes so high, they love to be a part of it again and again. Because Pepsi has seen so many successes with cricket, even the last year IPL bad taste, they may like to wash it out. They say, boss, let's forget the last year, start with a new thing, and then make it happen. So this is all about some bit of a big data, that because of high level of emotions, the progress of the event, and when you have done all of that, you have done the BTL promo, you have done the ad link, you have done the broadcast sponsorship, you have done activations, everything, the returns can be even not 8 times, it can be 16, 20 times. Right? Below the line is like I was telling you about the university cricket, selecting people at the university level, asking them to play, win the matches. If they win the match in a particular zone, after a particular stage, they will be given the tickets to watch the match in the stadium. So those kind of activities these people do, select the fans and take to give them. And just for the particular attitude of the fan, either the attacher, either the insider, or whatever. Or you may be giving them a chance. So, for example, we at as a media house, we also ask our clients to ask people to write about their views, become attacher then, or the particular match. So we give them opportunities to be a part of it.
It's not part of your business and digital policy highlighted that way. For example, the clash between Hero, KBS, Coke country. When your sponsor clashes with the event sponsor. So how does the sports person, manager or lawyer manage that, and what is the journalist take on it now that it's a common thing now? Earlier, obviously, there was no sponsor partnership, advertising revenue or income coming to them. Now, what is the usual thing?
The usual thing is that you have a dispute. I have a particular event. I will listen to you. I will understand your point, and then sit together and find out a middle path. If the contract is written in such a manner that I cannot change the contract, in that case also, there was some relaxation which was given to TV. They said that before 1 month and after 1 month, fine, we remove these rules. But at least during the match, stop your advertisement. तो उस टाइम पे तो सचिन ने भी टीवीएस को बोला होगा, बस फॉर इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ क्रिकेट एंड नेशन एंड एवरीथिंग. No. See, the thing is now these times, because there have been various case studies which everybody has learned. They have reached a maturity. Maybe some kind of like you can say looseness can come in the new media stuff, which is mobile but in TV and all that, everybody is now settled. Clients are now also settled that boss, हम इतना ही बोल सकते हैं, and these guys will listen to a certain level this much only. Like for example, the branding on the cheerleaders. This was something which has happened during, I think, 2007 T20 World Cup. Right, Reliance took that branding on the jerseys of cheerleaders. Okay, and that is the value which they got initially, and then finally they said, "Boss, ये बहुत हो गया. Now it's not looking good." But suddenly, you try, experiment certain things, and then finally take a call that whether. Okay, I'll finish.
And then because we'll break for lunch at 1, I know everybody is hungry. And I requested somebody that we can take another 15 minutes, and then we'll have question answer. And we will continue question answer during lunch and lunch. Otherwise, lunch thanda ho jayega, and it is sponsored by him himself. Sorry, that's a nicer thing.
So, yeah. See, this is like in a sponsorship, you have a media evaluation. Media evaluation means like, you buy the ground boards, you buy the mats, you buy the branding on the umpire. All of that is a part of it. And they come on television. The amount of time they're coming on television, you measure them as exposure. And when you measure those exposures, then those exposures then quantified into a certain amount of return. Right? So that is a part of a media evaluation. This one is effectiveness. Effectiveness means, like, we were talking about 2003 World Cup and 7 World Cup, totally two different times. All of that. So these are the effectiveness, like, how the fans have understood the event, how the fans have responded to the gravity of event. Is research. This is the scores, you can say, of the sponsorship, the event, and all of that. Maybe, like, the event was good, but the client has not done something great about it. So this kind of effectiveness research throws those points that being in a very good event, you guys, like, was doing nothing, just pure blending, Honda on ground. You should have done something about it to make it to come close to the fans, to make it more participate, or to work with the fans so that they become your customer later on. Third part is about all of this is happening fine. Pepsi, end of the day, they want to sell their cans or bottles. End of the day. You're going to the stadium, watching the match for about 8 hours, 9 hours. In between, you will feel thirsty also. What are you going to do? You have to buy Pepsi. That's in the stadium. But outside the stadium, also, many people at the time when they are watching television, they should buy Pepsi. So all of this is like, when the Hero Honda has done university cricket, what they should be doing is fine. You participated in an event, we have taken it to the stadium also, shown you the cricket. Fantastic. But how many of them are now in that point of time, because of the high awareness, involvement with the fans, the sales have gone. There's one of the case of 11 matches. Because this is the most important thing, that you've been spending money on big sponsorship. Then you have to fund another event also. Have you earned enough to fund the next event? And that funding has to come from customer only when they will buy your product. No? So these are the 3 points on which you will evaluate the sponsorship. See, this is not to show you anything. This is one format on all the 3 parts which I've shown you. Finally calculated to a certain number, which says that if your sponsorship cost is X, you are going to get either 2X or 3X as a value. This is like, I can mail it to you. The only point here is that too much of numbers, too much of formulas, too much of big analytics is involved to really arrive at that brand value or the valuation of the sponsorship. All right. This is one example when Ford Fiesta was launched in India, and at that point of time they were not having the ad commercial. And Go Fida was the commercial. Abhishek Bachchan was not available for a particular time, and when they could not make the TV commercial, they said that, boss, we want to launch a Fiesta, and the season is the Navaratri season and all that. And during that season, when the commercial is not ready and you have to do some TV parties also, and in an effective manner, the press and all that can happen. We told them that, boss, there is an India-South Africa series going to happen, some 5-match series. What we'll do is, for the first time in India, we will place your car in the stadium and we'll make it as the car for the champion. Okay. Now in that, what we have done is, we have done the product display. We have done the in-stadium branding. We have done the syndicated. We asked Ravi Shastri to do some articles where we slug in Fiesta. We have done the TV wipes during the match when there are a few wipes, 5-second wipes between the ad breaks. We have done the blending of that. We have done the hospitality. We have bought certain seats in the stadium. We asked the dealers to come and see the game and all that, and they were so excited about it. And India, basically India, South Africa was 2-2. One match was watched, or Chennai match. So the commentator mention was there. So we linked in such a manner that when there is a full frame, this is a full frame of Fiesta which is coming in. We asked the cameraman on ground to go and just do. And the entire car is on the screen, you will see only the car. That time, the commentator we gave them a point on Fiesta. This is a new car launch, this, and this is so much of CCs, and with the vibrant colors, etc., etc. And the first time in India, this car is coming as so all that information. Commercial nahi hai to kya hua? We have a different way of launching it. Okay. Then we have the presentation ceremony where the senior vice president of the company, he gave the keys to the winner. And finally, everybody enjoyed on the car. And it became a big, media news, talking point. So the car was launched in a sponsorship where Fiesta was not the title sponsor, but the award sponsor. What happened? Broadly, I will not take you through that how much returns on each and everything. Like I said in the previous chart, that
similar sort of example where Tata Nano came up with MTV.
Yeah.
And did a social media campaign where they divided in 4 teams into North, East, West, and South, and they had to go around with 50,000 rupees and road trips and that was very, very popular.
Right.
Here I want to mention something very significant, I think is significant. The brand name of Audi. Audi was awarded to Ravi Shastri.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think the recognition of Audi in India, so if we can thank it to that.
The champion of the champions.
Yes, champion.
Champion of the champions award was given to Ravi Shastri. He remembered that. I told Ravi Shastri only this thing. Boss, you got Audi. And he was telling me, yeah, man, tote ki tarah bol bol ke thak gaya hu. Please, you got Audi one point of time. Now please help us out. Okay. So the important point which I want to convey here is that this sponsorship has delivered 146% returns on investment because of the certain everything is evaluated, the how many seconds it came, commentator mentioned, perimeter boards, panels, award ceremony, etc., etc. All PR value. Everything is amounted to a 146% returns. Now, with the success of Fiesta in cricket, the Fiesta has gone to marathons also in Mumbai. The reason is very simple that Mumbai, the Ford Fiesta sales was very low. They wanted to connect with the people over there. And somewhere in US, Ford was attached to runners. In US, the running community is very strong. And they have related a runner to a car in such a manner that in one ad, they have resembled car is equal to a runner. Heart is like engine, legs are like tires, all of that, the power inside, the breathing, the weight, the lungs, everything is like, you are kind of a car. Okay. So they said, okay, fine. In Mumbai, the running culture is very strong. Why not we attach ourselves to running event? So we did all of that for them. Now you can see that so many legs with this sponsorship. To make this sponsorship work, we have used it in various forms. Like, we have done the expo presentation, we have done the unveiling activity, we have become the lead car of the event, we did press, we did the winners activity, we did the wall projection on Air India building, we did activation, flash mob, car display at the ground, logo rights we have taken, syndicated articles we have been, and we were the part of the TV coverage also. So with one event, this sports manager has taken the car in various forms, in various media all together, so that he can get returns from all the points. And when we added all those points, we have got some excellent scores. Besides Stanchart, which is the lead sponsor of the event, Ford was got the maximum mention. Then the other sponsors. Like, the same way I was telling you that you have put in 40 crores and you're not even spend a zero money. So you will not get anything out of it. So you will not get any recall. Since Ford was present, they were doing a lot of activity. They got the best recall of 34% in an event. And another thing which you were asking, that the econometrics, we were doing the test rides at the expo. And we got about 1,500 people, those who have done the test rides. That particular month, the sale was 150 cars. Most of them were referred to the test rides, where the monthly sale was around 100 cars. So because of this econometric modeling, we could figure out that a sponsor can give them another 50 car more sales. 50 car more sales means 7 lakh rupees or 8 lakh rupees car, about. So, and the cost of the sponsorship was only 1 crore. So good business. So this is the return on sponsorship. Now these are the properties which Mr. Bakshi will also talk about, that the brand signages are now these days recorded. We have a company called Repucom, those who can measure the number of exposures of different advertisements coming onto the screens. Then dugout signages, the media backdrop. These are the things which you can measure in the media evaluation. The side screen, umpire branding, wicket branding. Repucom. Repu. R-E-P-U-C-O-N. Repucom. So they measure all those media things which are coming on screen. And then it's a, see, I have dealt with the they were based out of Singapore and I dealt with them. Now they have an office in India also. So sum up, the objective is key to decide the sponsorship plan. You have to figure out the objective, that what you actually want. You want to connect with the attacher, insider. You want the increase in sales also. You want to improve your visibility in Mumbai, as in the case of a car. You have to launch a vehicle in the case of Ford when there was no TV commercial, etc. Your TG in sports sponsorship is a sports fan. And that sports fan, or the ladder which I have explained, is to be used in the various forms. And always plan 1:2 ratio of ROI. Plan in such a manner that there should be at least 8-9 legs out of the sponsorship. You use it and you can measure it. And because of which you can get better returns. So this is all about the today's sports marketing session. I have covered 4 points. One is on that who is this sports manager? When these students will ask you, definitely you have to tell them that there are enough opportunities. You can go various places. What you need to do is learn the basic principles of management, plus add it up with the sports system and the value system of the sports, and then only you can become a sports manager. The second point is on the evolution of sports, that we have seen the monopoly generation to television generation and now the highlight generation, and with various complexities which have added into it. Okay. Then we have learned about the fan ladder, Because this fan ladder, because you have to target fans. Now in highlight generation, fans are becoming important. They're holding the power. So we have to understand them. And then finally, when we are making a sports sponsorship plan, use the fans association with the sports, create a plan in such a manner that you get some good benefits out of it. Always plan 1:2 ratio, and that's the way it is. Thank you very much.
Question 5, 4, 5 questions. Lunch to morning break. We're waiting for the case to come. Potential moderating session.
Star, they themselves sponsored the why did they? Because they are already established brand, but still even then they sponsored that. So is the reason that they couldn't find another sponsor, or what was the reason?
See, I know people at Star, and these days I understood what all they are planning to do. Say, for example, in Indian team also they are the sponsor, because all these Indian players they're wearing the logo of Star Sports, okay, or the Star, okay. Now they are in the investment mode in sports in India, and they have three major verticals. One vertical is of cricket, BCCI cricket, ICC cricket, everything except for IPL. They own everything. Okay, so they are the dadas of cricket. Second is the international sports, like the Wimbledon, the EPLs of the world, and all that. They show it to an Indian audience. The third one is Indian leagues. This is the third vertical or the third business stream over there. They are saying that we will invest in these sports, we will make them big. Now, if you see, our Harish Thawani of Nimbus is out of the window. Your Subhash Chandras of Z is also not in the fray anymore. Now, only left is Star. Setmax to a certain extent marginalized to only IPL, and they are not making money out of it. So the Star has taken, and the kind of a guy this Rupert Murdoch is, he says that, boss, if I am into sports, I'm into sports. And hats off to him that he has invested loads of money into it. Some 20,000 crores money has been invested into it. No, they could not find. They tried ICL. I was a part of it. But they said, so they've been like, they never had a full-fledged strategy. All these film guys, or you can say the Rupert Murdoch team, when they say something that, okay, fine, I'm into sports, and they have so much of a bandwidth of investment and waiting period time, so that, whatever they are doing, maybe it will take 3 years or 4 years time to give them the return. They hold on to that. Our Indian investors like Z, Lala ji को एक साल में पैसा डाला, अगले साल पैसा चुका. And because of this, they could not have that kind of a patience. Their strategy has not worked out. So this, coming back to your question, is because of this particular attitude. That's the reason I wanted to explain you the attitude. Because of this particular attitude, they are investing into sports. If Charu says, boss, मेरे को नहीं मिला sponsor, don't worry, I'll give you. You run till the time you get a good one. Otherwise, Star has no reason to sponsor Indian cricket team. They are which way showing it. Sahara was doing it before, so hardly you get any mileage out of it. But they are doing it just so that, all things settle down, the relationships are built on, and all that.
Now, also the sports cricket is something that has stayed on ever since years. But now, as you said, wrestling and boxing is out. So is hockey, which was popular earlier, and new sports are building. Apart from one thing where maybe kabaddi is being built on, it's like a media child now. Media की वजह से वो crazy होगा रहे. How do actually? I mean, I sometimes wonder how do you explain this? They were fans. They were huge fans for wrestling, and हमारे बचपन में also Hindi movies, but there's a hero, he would actually be a wrestler than a cricketer. So how does this shift happen? How do sports fans they give away from certain sports and they become loyal to another one?
Here,
How does it happen?
here,
Why has it stayed with cricket in that case? Why have cricket fans who died off and moved on?
there,
Solve the question.
I give you one example that in 1980, India won the gold medal in Olympics in hockey. That is the time when hockey and cricket in India was having almost the same level of fans. 83 Kapil Dev, he won the World Cup. And we, in our sports terminology, we call this a mythological performance. We always love to see mythological performance. Okay. That point of time, Kapil was showing that mythological performance. He won the World Cup. Then Sunil Gavaskar, he was like, world-class batsman. Then after that, after Sunil Gavaskar, we got Sachin Tendulkar, another world-class batsman. We got Saurav Ganguly and all that. So the star attraction in the sports was high in cricket, because of which we got to see many mythological performances, like this Rohit Sharma's recent performance. It's again mythological performance, because we love to see Rama, we love to see Krishna, we love to see Hanuman, heroes. So we relate that here in sports. In India, recently Saina Nehwal in badminton, she started showing some sign, and so badminton is coming up. So the performances and the star attraction is very key to sports, which tennis guys also recognize. The tennis guys, they first had the rivalry between FedEx and Nadal. Now after that is now Djokovic. Djokovic versus anybody who comes in. So they have, and this is a world phenomenon. If Tiger Woods move out of golf, they are finding another guy over there, McIlroy. So you always replace one with another, and you always expect mythological kind of a performance or high level of performance. So high performance in a sports is important for anything to build up. Now all this kabaddi, everything is fine, but why? Then I had this argument with my colleague. I told him, boss, fine, kabaddi in this sports, don't you think will work? No, we need Bollywood stars attached to it. Because of Bollywood, then only people will come, otherwise why people will come? Indian Soccer League, again, Bollywood stars. To every team, there is a Bollywood star. They always, and some of them are having two. So all these Bollywood stars with the sports is the key formula in India. You need somebody, some face. नहीं तो लोग पूछेंगे मैं क्यों जाऊं? Federal. If suppose similar level of tennis was happening in the Indira Gandhi Stadium without Federal, nobody would have gone there. The quality of tennis, I don't know. My son is a very good fan of tennis. He refused to see the match. Okay, this is not the way the Federer played ever in his life. But the star attraction is the key binding factor. So all of this is whatever the fan base building up is because of the star attraction. So is the popularity of sports. Sports do not come first; the stars come first.
Yeah, as much as you have been associated with sports and sports marketing, and as much as I have been observing the outcome of sports events, and I have been, very closely associated with the, I would say, the outcome and the build-up to the outcome. So there are certain questions that if you feel, I think that there's a lot of manipulation, there's a lot of strategic planning. What something which I can directly relate to is the 2007 T20 World Cup. The BCCI had already formulated a plan, which was not in the market, that they would be coming up with the IPL in 2008 when it started. Now, India's winning of 2007 World Cup, and the way it built up to that, they beat Australia, they beat England, they beat Pakistan. The first match was a tie. It built up all the euphoria. Wow, there's a tie, and what happened in the tie?
Super over happened.
Super over. And then finally, in your winning of the final over, and of the second or third last ball, when actually Pakistan was just moved with it. So what's your take? I am sure you're pretty much aware of.
No, it's fine. And this is speculation is because the sports is inconsistent. It's because it's inconsistent. So you can think it's up to your imagination. And if the sports or any circumstances has help you to imagine something, it must be something over there, no? So fine. Till that time, it's better not to know what is happening.
Is it only everything is just imagination?
Just
the reality of
just love the imagination. Better it is. If you get into it,
I got the answer, I think.
Any other question?
It's all about money.
It's all about money. And it's all about food.
It's all about specific intent.
Yeah.
And
That's it. And that's where a lot of money is into it, and so the jobs. Less worried about the jobs. Are there jobs or not? Yes, there are. So this course is having a good future. You can have students so that you can teach them, and they can help build the sports.
Okay, Pooja? Stage is yours. Directions.
Thank you very much, Sandeep sir. It was really interesting, engaging. Thank you very much, sir. Now, may I request Brij Bakshi sir to come and present the memento to Sandeep sir. Sandeep sir and Brij sir, can you please come on the stage? Ogra sir, please also. You also. Can we have the lights on the stage, please?
Sports marketing. From all of you. We're going to break for a quick lunch, half an hour, and the first session was serious and educative. Second one would be less serious but hugely illuminating because of the visuals. Mr. Prilbakshi gave the proper introduction and done the World Cup cricket in South Africa, all of this. He was the man who got us the World Cup cricket. And 25 cameras, God knows how to produce or their analysis and how to exploit those cameras if there is a positive. There are 25 odd ways of exploiting a match, and not out, whatever, so on and so forth. It's going to be hugely illuminating discussion, and the light is being served on the condition that we assemble here in half an hour. So great pleasure, please join us for live.
Sir, group photograph.
A group photograph quickly, the Sandeep sir has to leave. Okay. Thank you. Rajiv, Naveen,
Hi, you're Padmani's brother?
Yeah. Vicky? आप आगे आइए अब यार
लाइन वहाँ यस इधर आइए हाँ
अच्छा आप आ जाओ, ये तो दिख ही नहीं रही है, अन्नपूर्णा आगे आ जा, आजा आजा आजा, रुक जाओ भाई, चलो आपका काशी नहीं हुआ, आइए। सो रूम नंबर पूजा, सेकंड फ्लोर 208, आइए।
करो आप कुछ बदलवाओ आईपी में।
Hello, hello.